The last customer had left, and the small convenience store sat quiet beneath the pale sunlight, drifting through the dusty front windows. It was supposed to be a normal day's end, nothing special, nothing dramatic. But fate rarely announces itself. In that quiet stillness, with only the faint hum of the refrigerators and the soft tapping of fingers against a register, something was about to change. Something that would draw a line in the sand between those who harm and those who protect. Because no one realized that the wrong people were walking through the door at exactly the wrong time, and that the right people had never even left. If you believe kindness deserves a second chance, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Light of Kindness. Your support helps us continue telling these powerful, real-life inspired stories. The cashier's name was Sierra, a young woman of 19, working her way through early adulthood with more responsibilities than most people twice her age. She was quiet, polite, and always greeted every customer with a warm sincerity that couldn't be faked. Her co-workers always admired how she could carry so much stress behind a calm smile. She worked this job not because she wanted to, but because life had forced her into it. Her father had passed away the previous winter, and her mother's health had declined shortly after, leaving Sierra as the only provider for the small family. Every shift mattered, every dollar mattered, every late hour meant another bill paid and another day survived. The day had been long, the store was understaffed again, and as always, Sierra was the one to take the closing shift. Still, she felt a sense of peace as she swept the aisles, humming without realizing she was doing it. The sunlight outside was starting to fade into an early dusk, but daylight still lingered. It was quiet, just the way she liked it. What she didn't know was that 3 men had been watching the store from across the parking lot. They had seen her earlier when they came in pretending to buy snacks. They noticed she was alone. They noticed her gentle nature, and they assumed that gentleness meant weakness, but they had failed to notice something else. A group of bikers, large, worn, quiet and tired, were seated in the small eat-in corner near the back of the store. They hadn't left yet because they were waiting on one of their friends finishing his call outside. Sierra knew them well. They were regulars. Despite their rough jackets, intimidating tattoos, and deep-voiced laughs, they were kind men. They always tipped. They always asked how her day was going. And they always said thank you. The 3 men, the ones who saw weakness instead of strength, pushed through the door with heavy footsteps and loud voices. They didn't come inside to buy anything. Their energy was sharp, mean, full of something cruel that simmered beneath the surface. Sierra immediately sensed it, her body tightening just a little, though she kept her expression soft. She asked if she could help them. They didn't answer. Instead, they walked closer, too close. Their grins were wrong, their eyes were empty of warmth. When it was over, the 3 thugs were silent on the floor, breathing heavily, fear replacing their earlier arrogance. Ronan crouched beside the one who had laughed first. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't need to. You don't walk into a place thinking you can hurt someone just because they look alone. People are never as alone as you think. Those words settled into the air like something heavy and final. Sierra covered her mouth. She wasn't crying out of fear anymore. It was something else. Relief, gratitude, the release of holding herself together for too long. The men waited until the thugs stumbled back out of the store, shaken and speechless. Only when the door closed did the silence return. Sierra felt her knees weaken, but she stayed standing. Ronan turned to her. "You okay?" he asked, voice low and steady. She nodded, but it was a fragile nod. He saw everything behind it. "Let us help you close up," he said. They didn't talk while they stacked shelves, wiped surfaces, locked coolers, and secured the doors. They just helped. Quietly, respectfully. When everything was done, Sierra thanked them. Her voice cracked mid-sentence. She couldn't stop it. She'd been holding herself up for so long that standing still felt like falling apart. Ronan placed his hand over his chest in a small gesture of respect. "You don't have to carry everything alone," he said. "Not everyone who looks rough is here to cause harm. Some of us know what it feels like to be on the other side of fear." Sierra breathed more freely than she had in months. The sunlight outside had disappeared now, but the world didn't feel dark anymore, and the next day and many days after, when the bikers came in, Sierra always had extra chairs ready for them. Because family isn't always blood. Sometimes it's the people who walk in at exactly the right time. Sometimes it's the people who simply refuse to leave. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe to Light of Kindness. Your support helps spread compassion, bravery, and hope. Special request, please comment what part of the story moved you the most. Your words inspire the next story.